Join Cool Daddy Slick Breeze, Bobby Cool Daddy Slick Breeze as they record.
I changed it to say Robert McCall. That's so stupid.
Dude, you're on here twice though, man.
Goofy. That's why I don't like doing it.
Whatever, dude. If you want to be the boss, like if you want to be the top billing and the second billing, you're welcome. Man.
I don't like doing it on the iPad.
You just do your thing.
Where's the stupid share thing? Someone say no sound?
I guess I don't know.
Oh, I thought you said.
You said we didn't have sound. Oh, we do have sound now.
We do?
Thanks, Chris.
We shouldn't have sound. Oh, because of this.
Yeah, hit him with it.
Are we hitting you now with the sound?
Here's some sound. Legendary E, Nate's big win at Ledgestone. He's good, man. That was fun to watch in person.
All right, guys. So we're gonna share this out for a little bit so we can get some people viewing it.
Nice.
If you would just share it real quick.
Yeah.
If you're watching from your mobile device, share it out.
Yeah, share the link out if you don't mind. I've shared it on my personal Facebook page and on the Latitude DDN Westside fan page. If you'd like to share it from there as well, you're more than welcome to. In fact, we encourage it.
We find it delightful. Why can I not sign into any of my accounts so that I can share it?
What account is that?
My personal YouTube channel.
It's a weird email address for it to be under.
I hate this. I hate it. I hate it.
Bill P says, I see nothing, I hear nothing.
Well, Bill. Oh, why don't they hear anything?
Can other people hear things?
Probably not. Oh yeah, there should be. It says volume's coming out.
Chris asked, how did you try to help AJ keep it together during the last 2 days of Ledgestone? Chris, it's a high pressure situation, super high pressure. And
do you have it on your phone?
No, they can hear it.
Oh, they can hear. Okay.
Yeah, they can hear it.
Oh, so that's just that dude.
And so
Oh, they don't see anything.
No, we don't have video yet. I honestly just tried
There we are.
Try to keep him nice and comfortable, and laughing and joking. That's when AJ plays his best. Yeah, and just had a couple bad breaks, but still a super good tournament. I think everybody saw this weekend what AJ can do. He's a more aggressive type player, and I thought he played super well. I was really proud of him, for sure.
Oh, here's a different angle, guys. Hey, what's up? So this is on my phone. Gosh, I wish it wasn't so. That's what I don't like using the phone.
Pretty washed out.
Yeah, it's so saturated, or not saturated, but overexposed.
It's definitely overexposed. Hey, what's up?
You guys want to check out? There's Danny and
Patrick. Great to meet you as well, man.
Danny and Anthony working hard, putting stuff together.
Legendary E says, who do you think has the best forehand on tour?
Danny's watching YouTube when he's not supposed to be. He's supposed to be working.
Rip.
Maybe he'll hear this.
Sexton has a fantastic forehand, obviously. Ricky has a great forehand. Eagle has a really good forehand. Super duper usable and good long distance forehand. There's a lot of people that crush with their forehands. Zach Melton has a really clean forehand. I like watching him throw forehands.
I crush pretty good.
Do you?
No. All right. I think we got things set up. I wasn't able to share it on the Facebook group because I can't get logged in. Would you mind doing that?
Oh, I can do that. Yeah.
To the Disc Golf Fansman Facebook group?
You got it. This one?
Yes, sir. How's everybody else doing out there? While Robert is sharing that. I can check the chat and chat with you
I got
guys.
it.
Oh,
Luke,
you got it? Nice.
Luke Vaughn says, how about Kevin Jones this year? Wow. Luke, I just saw an Ulti-World article that compared how Kevin attacked the course as opposed to how Nate Sexton attacked the course. Nate ended up winning. Kevin got 5th. Kevin's super fun to watch, man. He's really, really, really talented. And I'm excited to see his future in disc golf because he's got all the tools to play at the top level. Pretty awesome. When will we see some Moonshine Prime Wardens? Mitchell, I don't know the answer to that. I don't know if those are on the docket or not.
Docket.
Agenda.
Will you two be coming to the Delaware Disc Golf Challenge? No.
Negative this time, Kevin. I would like to make it up there sometime. I hear the course is pretty tough.
Sound is slightly low for me. Yeah, is it low for you guys?
Yeah,
It's
can you hear us okay?
It's coming pretty good through the mixer. I can up the. Well, no, maybe. Hold on.
Robert, it was good to meet you too. Thanks for coming up and supporting and saying what's up. Always good to meet people out on the road.
I do not like the iPad. There we go. That might be too loud. That might be okay.
How's the sound now, guys?
Yeah, see how
much
the sound
louder?
is now. Should
Can
be
we
good.
can we test that?
See, that's going to be peaking. Let's set it right there. We'll set it at
Let's see.
5. That's 5.
Dan says sound could go up, but they're still a little bit behind.
I have my cell phone turned up full blast and still coming. Okay, so it'll take a minute or two for the catch up, but hopefully it should be now. That course looked challenging. It was great seeing the pros play strategic, great stuff. Love the progression.
Yeah. Yeah, you really do have to be strategic out there. It's hard. There's OB on every single hole.
Yeah.
Every hole.
When will there be more Frost Moonshine Sparks? There will not be any more Frost Moonshine Lucid Lava Opto Sparks.
Yeah, at least for the foreseeable future. Who would win, Emac throwing only forehands or Robert without his wardens? I mean, you got to give the edge to me there because I putt with wardens, but I could putt with Mercies or Judges or Marshalls or whatever. But Emac throws like backhand drives on every single hole, so he'd be at a huge disadvantage.
Make sure you guys are. I know there's no live footage or anything, but I'm thinking Eric might do some Instagram stuff. He's out at Pro Masters Worlds right now. Today's first day of competition. He teed off at 12 something.
Yeah, I went to look at live scoring and they don't have it up yet. So
not even on PDGA Live. What is it? PDGA Live.
I'll look. You can run the show. I'll do it.
I can look too. I like to look. They got Johnny McCray's score.
Yeah, they're not going to have Eric on live scoring today, it looks like.
Oh, they're just doing what, the top 8, 10?
The last 3 cards of the day is what it looks like.
All right. So it looks like Johnny McCray's off to a good start with 4 down.
4 through 5, yeah. Three birdies, an eagle, and a bogey.
Hey, I'll take it.
Who needs pars?
Right.
Hey, speaking of, Ledgestone, either 3rd or 4th round, Kevin Jones is front 9. 5 birdies in a row, which is just a disgusting way to start. 2 double bogeys in a row, and then 2 birdies. All colors, no pars. Forget about pars. Those
For
are
you?
No, that was Kevin Jones.
Oh, Kevin. Okay.
5 birdies, 2 doubles, 2 birdies. That was his front 9.
Wow.
Crazy.
UDisc has a spoil. I totally agree with you, Mr. Korch. UDisc is doing amazing stuff.
Yeah, they're killing it.
Make sure you download the app and make sure you. I would upgrade. $5 for the year. Come on.
UDisc Pro, you need to do it.
The challenging course is what makes the pros want to come back for revenge.
I think this is personal opinion. Where's our disclaimer? I think the pros go out to Ledgestone for a couple of reasons. One, I actually really like the course. It's really challenging and difficult. I don't think everybody likes it like I do. I think one of the predominant reasons that they show up is there's so much money added. Sexton took home $7,000 for first place. That's good.
That good.
That's solid.
That's so good.
Mikey says I got the Robert McCall haircut.
Nice.
Mikey, welcome.
You're welcome.
I'll bring some hair products with me next time, and I'll show it to you, and you can use it.
Who would win with Eric with only Emac Truth and Robert with his Norm bag? I'd have to say Eric, because just that he throws those truths like crazy.
It depends on what course we're playing. If it's Jones East, I would be shocked if I lost.
Why?
Because there are so many shots that need to go farther than Enoch Truth's go.
That's true. I don't know, but maybe his accuracy would win over.
That's entirely possible.
I mean, that would.
He's
help
a really that's not to knock Eric. He's a super duper good player, and he beats me. Let's say 24 out of 25 times.
Legendary E. Hey, buddy, will you do an in the bag real quick? Like right now, what I have in my bag. Let's see. I usually put my computer, some snacks, and you don't mean my backpack. He means probably my disc golf bag.
You're the worst.
No, I can't right now.
Luke, I have not. I'm very particular about my hair product.
Here pretty soon though. Have you ever used Layrite?
Layrite.
I never heard of it.
It sounds like a pomade, almost like a Dapper Dan sort of thing. However, I have one product that I use, and it's the best.
All right, I think we're good to go, guys. We're going to record like we have been doing in the past. We keep on doing it. We let you guys in kind of a behind-the-scenes live stuff of us recording the Disc Golf Answer Man podcast. This is going to be episode 230, and we have coming up on the docket. Gosh, we got quite a few speak pipe questions, and of course, I'm sure we have plenty of Google form. But you know what I'm going to do for you now, for you early guys that are just tuned in? You know what I'm going to do? Do you know what I'm going to do?
What are you going to do?
I'll be right back.
What are you going to do? Mike on the board says, what is this show about? Disc golf in general? And the answer to that, Mike, is yes. We answer user-submitted questions, either through a speak pipe, which is basically like leaving a voice message, or through a Google form where you write your question out in written form. And then we go through and answer those. We talk about what's going on in the disc golf world sometimes. We talk about events that we have coming up, new discs that we have coming out. And, just kind of what's going on with us. Usually there are three of us here. Bobby is CoolDaddySlickBreeze here. Eric McCabe is, well, I wouldn't say he's usually here because he's always out designing courses, which is his job now. But right now he is at the Masters World Championship, crushing it. Well, I don't know if he's crushing it, but he's playing, so that's what he's doing. What you got? Getaway.
Getaway burst.
That's a sweet one.
So I've got a burst getaway. Burst fusion getaway. Speed 9, glide 5. Danny's ears are perked up. Turn at negative 0.5 and fave 3. I'm going to give this away before we start recording to our, how many people we got? About 80 some odd people tuned in. How do I want to give this away? Well, you got to earn it.
Got to earn it.
How are you going to earn it? I want you to take a screenshot of you watching us right now.
Nice.
On your phone, on your desktop, at work. I don't care. Post it on your Instagram.
Yeah.
And if you're like, I don't have Instagram, post it on Twitter. I don't have Twitter. Post it on Facebook. I don't have Facebook. Well, then who the heck are you?
Do you even know anything?
Do you even know? Yeah. Post it somewhere in social media and make sure that I see it. So you're going to have to tag me, tag Dynamic Discs, depending on where you post it on Instagram. Tag Uncle Bobby Jr., tag Robert McCall. Tell everybody that you're, I'm going to, hold on. Okay, get ready. If you've already done if you've already done it, don't worry. You'll have to do it again.
Here it is.
I want you to take a Snapchat. Take a screenshot of me holding up the getaway. I'm going to hold it here for a second. Take a screenshot of this and then share this and tell everybody I'm about to win this getaway. Maybe, kind of, sort of, if Bobby selects me. Something to that effect.
Whatever words you choose are good.
Whatever words you choose.
I think I'm going to do the whole show like this now.
Are you?
Uh-huh.
I think I've held it there long enough.
If you don't have your screenshot now, you're gone.
All right, there we go. You better subscribe to this channel too. You better be subscribed to this YouTube channel. So back to you take a screenshot of me holding up the getaway, post it on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, somehow tag Dynamic Discs, tag me, Uncle Bobby Jr., tag Robert McCall, and say, I am watching the Disc Golf Answer Man podcast show, and I want to win that Fusion Burst getaway. And I will select a winner before I leave for the day at 5 p.m. And I'll reach out to you and get your information. That sound good?
Sounds great.
We ready? 93 questions in Google form and about 15 or so in, it looks like Ryan Anderson. We are his personal coach.
Wow.
He has 4 of them in there.
Let's get after it.
Just kidding. Just picking on you, Ryan.
Yeah, I mean, we got some questions to get to, so let's get to them.
Get my field recorder out. All right, we're recording now. Oh, there it is. Hey, everybody, welcome to this episode of the Disc Golf Answerman. I am Bobby CoolDaddySlickBreeze, and I have with me Robert Burst McCall.
Burst.
Oh, well, I guess it's more stripe. It's not really burst. I'm looking at his polo he has on the stripe.
You can. I was just telling Kyle this earlier. I come from Austin, Texas. I'm a UT Longhorns
Longhorn fan?
I just,
I should have done. I should have said Robert Longhorn McCall.
Feeling it. Yeah, just
like
feeling it today.
Nice. All right, well, if you're wondering where Eric McCabe is, he is right this second playing Pro Masters out in Kansas City. What course are they playing today?
I think they're at Bad Rock.
Bad Rock.
Yeah.
Today is the first day of the Pro Masters. If you're kind of new to disc golf, last year was the first year. So normally we have a Worlds where we have the juniors and AMs together, and then we had Pro or just Worlds, I guess, professional Worlds. And we had the MPO and FPO, and then we had what we often refer to as the age-protected divisions.
Right.
Well, starting last year, they separated that. So right now, Pro Masters is just the age-protected players, and that's happening in Kansas City right now. And, of course, Eric McCabe is of the age to play Pro Masters, and he was super excited about it being pretty much in his backyard in Kansas City.
Mm-hmm.
So we obviously wish him well. We've got quite a few other players out there, Jonathan Ray, Donald Ellsworth is out there. I know Patrick Brown, Johnny McRae, Bobby Music.
No, Bobby.
No,
not this time.
Who else on DD is out there?
Let me look through the list here. Give me just a second. McCabe, Giggler.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, Nate Martin is out there.
Yeah,
That's
Nate
one
Martin,
I was thinking of. Yeah.
Did A-Ray go out there for the MVP?
I think he is out there.
Okay. So I'm going to be, if you happen to be in the Kansas City area and you want to see some good golf, I'm telling you, these guys, age protected, but they still play. That sounded bad. Like
they're good.
Like it's ageism or something. I know
No,
they're
they're
old, but I bet they can play really good.
No, there's lots of those guys that
there's
can.
going to be some good battles out there.
Yeah, they can hang with the top dogs a lot of weekends.
I'm predicting for the MP50, it's going to be a Johnny McRae. No,
not MP50, MP40.
Ron Converse,
Patrick Brown. That's going to be that's going to be a hoedown
That's
throwdown.
what I was thinking
They're
of.
both very good.
Yeah.
Then you got guys like, you got what's his name? I've just looked at his name. Oh, Eric Rainey. Eric's a
Rainey.
Latitude sponsored guy. He can put a round together, but right now Ron Converse first round is in. He shot a 1031 rated 54.
Not bad.
Pretty good.
Not bad.
You're going to like it. So anyway,
So he's two ahead of Roger.
Roger Kanzler and Mark Wisby.
So
That's in the 50-plus division.
it's 50 plus. So anyway, if you're in the Kansas City area and you have time this weekend, I would recommend going out there and taking in some disc golf for sure, because it's going to be good stuff. What else is going on? You just got back from Ledgestone, Robert McCall. Tell us a little bit about how that went.
Yeah, so Ledgestone is in Eureka, Illinois, or on Lake Eureka. It's near Peoria, Illinois. 7.5 or so hours from here. A little bit more in the RV. That's what Taco and I took up there. And Brian Shintaku is he's the guy who helps me out with team stuff. He's our team manager. I'm the team director. And we drove up there together and spent a lot of time with our team players. He was just working. I was playing and working. And so it was a super fun event. Obviously, a lot of volunteers and a lot of time put into the event. A lot of extra cash added to the field. That was really, really cool. So if you've listened to the show before, you know that I am usually okay at throwing and pretty good at putting. I usually putt myself out of bad situations that I've gotten into while throwing. It was basically the exact opposite this week. Here are two statistics that kind of sum up the weekend for me. I was 9th. I was tied for 9th in OB rate this week. So I didn't throw. I mean, I threw out of bounds. I mean, plenty of times. I don't remember how many on the weekend, but that was still tied for the 9th best in the field. However, my circle one putting percentage put me at 151st in the field of 170 something people. So the fact that I finished 57th or tied for 57th is actually kind of okay.
Really?
I putted so poorly. It was as if someone else's arm was attached to my body, and I could not figure out what was going on. And it was mostly the first round. During the first round, I missed 8 putts inside the circle.
Ouch.
8.
Yeah.
It was really. I couldn't figure out what was going on. I guess it was nerves or something, but I couldn't feel it. And then after that, I missed 2 putts inside the circle each round after that, which is like manageable. I'm not excited about it, but okay. But 8 during the first round, that one hurt pretty bad. So anyway, tied 57th, made some money. That was good. I had great cards all weekend. That was fantastic. Couldn't complain one little bit about the people that I played with. That was
it
awesome.
hot out there? I remember.
It was warm.
Was it pretty
yeah,
hot? Okay.
I got sunburned most of the days.
Okay.
But yeah, it was. And there's not a lot of shade out on the Lake Eureka course.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I watched some of the coverage. Obviously, I watched a little bit more than I typically watch of a 4-day tournament just because I was so excited for AJ.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it looked like people were really working to navigate through that course. Some pretty interesting holes were throwing over the baseball field, throwing into that water tower. I know people have different opinions and stuff like that, but for the most part, I enjoyed watching some good disc golf.
Got to play the course put in front of you.
I mean, you saw people throw some really superb shots, and then you saw some people had some unlucky hits on trees. You had people throwing them too much hyzer, not enough. It felt like, from a viewing standpoint, my viewing standpoint, felt like just your typical watching some good disc golf.
Right.
So.
For sure. I would say, and Benjamin Medlock on the board says 2 rounds above 1,000. Congrats. Thank you, Benjamin. The downside is that my other 2 rounds, I think the event is going to average for me like 999.
Yeah, which does not help his goal.
It helps because I'm replacing worse stuff from last year around the same time frame, but it's still not. I mean, I had every opportunity to score this weekend.
But is it going to move the needle?
A little bit.
A little bit, okay.
Yeah, it's not. Yeah, no. I still need quite a bit. And this, rating-wise, it was a missed opportunity. But
so what do you have rating? What rated tournaments do you have from now until? Because I know you're going to. Can we tell people? I'm
going to play Nantucket.
Oh, okay.
And then I don't know if the ratings count for that yet. I don't know if they do.
Okay.
But I'm going to go play Nantucket. That's right before Worlds, and then we'll go to Worlds and hang out with people. And then, I mean, I guess we can talk about that.
Well, the thing we were talking about earlier.
Yeah, right.
I just didn't know if you wanted people to know you were thinking about going out there.
No, I'm going.
Oh, okay, but I didn't know if you want people to know.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay.
All right, so
I just didn't want to assume.
Yeah, and then after this, we'll get into the disc golf questions.
Is that what this podcast is about?
No, I don't think so. It's Torchies in the office. And okay, so Doug Bjerkes was offered a spot to the USDGC this year because
I didn't think you'd have to tell your life story.
Okay, because of his involvement with the Glassblown Open. Huge honor. USDGC is one of the most prestigious tournaments that our sport has. Doug has been having knee problems and had knee surgery. He thought he would be able to go, but he ended up not being able to. So while we were out at Ledgestone, he called me early in the morning and said, "Hey, I can't take this spot. Do you want to take this spot?" Yes, I definitely want to go to USDGC. So, huge thing for me. I'm going to get to go to USDGC. It's probably a tournament I would have a difficult time qualifying for because of my current tournament schedule, just not getting out to enough national tours and qualifiers and things like that.
So
I'm excited.
United States Disc Golf Championship, prestige events, been around for quite a bit. The top player is going to be there.
Oh yeah,
right, because it's an important
100%.
event.
I mean, yeah, it's going to be a really, really tough.
What
field.
is the risk there of you getting some bad rounds? I'm not saying you're not capable. You are capable of doing well.
Sure.
But that's added pressure that I'm not sure you've ever had.
I have not had it. That's true. I'm really looking forward to it, even if it means that going there means like I lose the rating bet. I would still go. It's like it's a bucket list tournament for me.
Sure. Okay.
That I probably won't get to play again.
I'll remind you that when I'm eating whatever.
Now I'm going to tell you right now.
What did we end up? It was going to turn into a Torchy's Taco weekend, wasn't it?
Yeah, going to Tulsa.
Oh, that's
and
right.
Playing disc golf. I'm going to tell you right now, if I threw like I did this weekend and just clean up a little bit of putting, that easily those rounds every round could have been 10-20, super fast.
Right, but we're talking a different course and probably a little bit of different playing field. And some of those guys are going to play really well.
Well, that's fine. A bunch of people played well out at Ledgestone this week, but I would say Ledgestone is probably the closest thing feel wise to like the OB throwing wise
Yeah.
that the USDGC is, right? Because it's like pretty open and roped off.
Yeah.
So I'm excited though. I'm gonna go try my hand at it. I am not going in with any expectations. I don't know if I'm gonna get dead last. I don't know if I'm gonna get next to last. I don't know if I'm gonna cash. Who knows? I'm just gonna go enjoy myself.
Nice. Someone on the board mentioned something about Reed. How do you say his last
Friskira.
name? Friskira doing the skip shot out of the water, and that the first couple of times people thought it was not intentional, and then found out
Right.
that it very much
That's
was
what he
intentional.
practiced.
Yeah, all 4 shots skipped it 15 feet away from the shore or whatever, and it bounced up onto the land.
Reed was so much fun to watch. If you haven't seen him before, you need to seek out any coverage that you can find of him because he just sends it. Like,
send it.
Yeah, you sell it. I'm still gonna send it. He's fantastic. And Jomez, he made a putt on Jomez, flipped his sunglasses down on hole 5 during round.
Oh yeah, that
2 or 3. I can't remember.
Don't spoil it for him.
I'm just saying, look out for it.
Okay.
You'll know when you see it.
Okay, yeah, you'll know what he's talking about.
Let's do some disc golf.
Let's
questions.
do some disc golf
Enough
questions.
about Ledgestone and playing mediocre.
Yeah.
Let's move on.
All right, guys.
Huge shout to our team players who played well. Paige Vierkas taking 3rd place on the women's side. Big finish for her. That was awesome. Then AJ Risley ended up in 6th place, but shredded the first couple rounds. That was really fun to watch.
Just a reminder for our YouTube audience. Hopefully you got the screenshot, and a little bit of a quick tip for our audio listeners. If you have the ability to tune in Tuesday afternoons to watch the live coverage, I suggest you do, because I just put a challenge to everybody for a Dynamic Discs Fusion Burst getaway, and they have the opportunity to win it. And if you're wondering what it's all about, you should have tuned in. Should have tuned in, man. Should have tuned in. All right, let's do a question. If you want to submit a disc golf question, make sure you go to discgolfanswerman.com, select that Submit a Question tab, send us a question. We will try to get it on the air. This first one is from Ryan Anderson.
What's up, Disc Golf Answer Man crew? This is Ryan Anderson from the Salt Lake City, Utah area. Got a couple questions, so I'll probably send them in a few voice clips here. My first one is that I'm trying to get a disc golf course in my city, because where I currently am, the nearest course is maybe a 30 to 40 minute drive away. So I contacted my city's Parks and Rec department, and they want to put a course that's over and inside of an existing ball golf course. And they asked me how I felt about that, but I just started disc golf this year and not really experienced in that. So what is your guys' opinion on having a disc golf course be hand in hand with a ball golf course, if that works or if that doesn't work, and just kind of your experience in that? So that's my first question.
Disc golf course hand in hand with the ball golf course, or just a golf course, whichever you'd like to call it. I think that can be done really well. They just need to be designed intelligently. The golf course is more than likely the one that's been in the ground for the longest amount of time. And so I think making sure that you have a course designer who is going to make the best flow is extremely important. And just to keep people out of one another's way, I think that's really important as well. So they can work really, really well. And in fact, that can bring some new life to a golf course that might be failing a little bit. So yeah, I think they're great.
I just saw that headline.
That's from 2 years ago.
Oh, okay. I was like, what? Headline said USDGC will not affect your ratings, but
yeah, they may this year, they may not. It doesn't change anything for me. I'm still
well, no,
go.
I mean, you definitely. It's a, like you said, it's a bucket list. I'm not saying
if
not
it,
go.
but if they don't count, I'm gonna super send it even
Send
more.
it. Next question is from Ryan. Well, let's skip around so we don't turn this into the Ryan show. I'm not picking on you, Ryan. I love that you send in questions, but we're gonna go to Jezer.
What's up, the GAM fam? This is Jezer. I'd like to do a shout out to Robert McCall. Finally decided to take your advice on a putting routine.
Yeah.
Which came in handy at the Sizzler in Junction, Texas last month.
Nice.
One thing I really focused on in my putting routine is just relaxing and taking my time in my putts after establishing my lie. Before, I felt that I was rushing my putts so many times and ended up missing or, getting scared and overthinking, like, oh, I need this putt for a bird or for a par. It was great. Final round, I think, was the highest rated round I've had. It was a 909
Nice.
for a rec player. And it was great getting compliments from my card mates. You know, even one of them said that he was expecting me to make all my putts. And for second there, I felt like Ricky Wysocki. Anyways, I ended up getting 5th place out of 20, which was great. And I am just so happy that I got a putting routine. Anyways, we need more step hybrid trespasses. Later, you guys.
Nice. Yeah, putting routines are super important. If anybody doesn't have one, I greatly recommend doing the same thing every time you putt. It helps to take some of the pressure off of tournament putts and helps to make your practice putts feel more like tournament putts. Yeah.
Gotcha. Let's go back to Ryan, see what his next question is.
Hey, Disc Golf Answer Man crew, it's Ryan Anderson again with my second question. The guy I'm working with my city, it's just through email. He's also said that in order to have this course be at this place, it would be a pay-to-play course. And from what I know thus far is that disc golfers aren't too crazy about pay-to-play courses. He said that it would be around $7.50 up to just under $10 for an 18-hole course. I have never been to another pay-to-play course. I was in California a couple weeks ago and saw they had at some golf courses, but they were like a couple of bucks. So is this price outrageous, and is that going to deter people from even showing up and using it? So that's my second question, and I've got one more I'll send over to you. Thanks.
Sorry,
Dude, he's getting after it.
I know. Hey, that's what it's there for. Hey, Ryan, so we've talked about pay-to-play before on the podcast before. You're right. There's going to be some people that don't want to play. There's some people that think that we should be giving out discs left and right, and everything should be free, and they have to pay nothing to do nothing. There's going to be some people that don't like the pay-to-play because that was one of the draws of disc golf, is that you have these public parks, and it didn't cost very much. You could buy a few discs, and you go out and you enjoy a round of disc golf, a day in the park, a walk with purpose, some people call it. So there are going to be some people that don't play it. That's okay. They don't have to play it. They've got their parks they can play in that are free. But if you want a place that's going to be manicured, that's going to be taken care of, that if you have events there that you're not going to have to deal with a baseball field, you're not going to have to deal with people on a picnic or a wedding or a birthday that happened to be there, even if you planned everything out. I know Doug, event coordinator of the year, crosses every T and dots every I, and yet at GBO, a baseball team that didn't follow the rules showed up and started playing on a field next to a course that we were at. And that's because it's a public course, and then, he had to deal with that. So my point is if you guys want these prestige courses to play on that are exclusively catered toward disc golf, you're going to have pay-to-play. $2, $5, $7, $10. I've seen some courses where it's a couple bucks per round. I've seen some courses where it's $7 you play all day. Some are $10 just for one round.
Yep.
I say if the course is really nice, it's got a really nice pro shop where you can get some beer or get some drinks or some chips or something. And, they provide nice park benches near every tee, and, everything's manicured. Shoot, why not pay $10 to go play a nice round?
I would definitely do that.
Yeah, so you're going to have to kind of feel out your community to see if it's going to be a bad thing or a good thing. But it's not such a bad thing that I would say don't even try with a pay to play.
I think it's worth trying.
Does that make sense?
Some of my favorite courses that I've played are pay to play courses.
Yeah, so
for sure. In fact, I would say park courses that are taken care of like pay-to-play courses are the exception rather than the rule.
Right.
Right. Because most of them are just, they're in a park and they're put in and it's like, all right, here you go. Pay-to-play is maintained.
All right, next one comes from Big Papa Swanson. I love it when you call me Big Papa. What is that sound?
I don't know. I think it's your field recorder.
Sorry, guys, if you hear that. All right, let's hear what Big Papa has to say.
Hello, Disc Golf Answer Man crew and any visiting guests. This is Zach from Grand Rapids, Michigan. It's
This is the same
third
guy who
time
told us
calling
he was tipsy last time.
submitting voicemails. Had a question. About a month and a half ago, I bought a Westside King and fell in love with it immediately. And within a few days, went right back on the website and ordered 2 more. I freaking love them. And I guess I'm just wondering, maybe not what's a disc that's comparable, but more so complementary and a little bit lower speed. I love the way it flies. I've got the first one I bought starting to kind of beat in, get a little bit of a flip, but a really nice, consistent, straight, long shot with a little bit of fade at the end. Not a huge dump. What from any of the 3 discs, or 3 companies, what would you recommend, if I was trying to club down?
Club down from a king is what he said, right?
Yes, sir.
Something close to a king.
It doesn't have to be it can be complementary.
Oh, okay. Okay, it doesn't.
Right.
It doesn't have to be different. I mean, it doesn't have to be the same.
It can complement it.
Oh, okay. The king is pretty high speed understable. So if you're getting it to turn to the right for you, you might try something like a trespass. Trespass is going to have a little bit more stability and even left finish for you. If the king is pretty straight to overstable for you, then you're going to want to try something even more understable than that. Something like a Renegade comes to mind. That might be a good one to try out. Or honestly, even a Freedom, if you really like that wide rim, the Freedom is going to be more understable than a king. So, yeah, I would check one of those out for sure.
Like it.
Yes.
All right, so I'm checking my Instagram real quick. We have a few people that are following the rules for sure. We've got some new people that just logged in, tuned in to YouTube. So audio people, you're going to listen to this, and you're going to wonder why you didn't tune in. And if you're thinking, well, Bobby, I can't. Well, I'm sorry, but this is what's going to happen. We're going to give away a Biofusion Burst Getaway. I'm going to hold up the Fusion Burst to the camera. We'll give about 20, 30 people that just tuned in that weren't here at the beginning, take a screenshot of you watching us on the show. Tell people they need to tune in so they can have a chance to win this. And then I'm going to pick randomly before I leave today, probably about 5 o'clock, pick a winner, and we'll send you this Fusion Gerf Babajerger.
Fusion Burst Getaway.
Yes, you ready? 1, 2, 3. Take a screenshot. Shot. Go. Hurry. Take a screenshot. That's it. All right. So the screenshot has to have the disc in it. All right, now back to you audio guys. Guess what, audio guys? I didn't forget you. I want you to take a screenshot of you listening on your app, on your mobile device, or if you're listening on your computer, take a screenshot of you listening and say, I would like to have that Biofusion Fugitive that Bobby has.
Dude, throwback, though.
Tag me, tag Dynamic Discs, and I'm going to put this out. You'll hear this on Wednesday morning. Wednesday at 5. No, I'll give people a little bit more time. Thursday, I'll select a winner. Thursday about noonish. I'll be out at Pro Masters in Kansas City, and I'll select a winner. Got it?
Spencer, yes. Post that on Instagram. Tag Dynamic Discs, Uncle Bobby Jr. You're welcome to tag me if you'd like, J. Robert McCall.
Yes, for all of these, tag us on either Instagram, Twitter, or Facebook.
Yep, get after it.
I'll select a winner. To do the getaway, you have to have a picture of the getaway. To do the fugitive, you have to have a picture, a screenshot of you listening to the episode. Back to the questions, guys. This one is from Joel.
Hey guys, this is Joel Lanson from Utica, Pennsylvania. Love the show. Just have 2 quick questions, both pertaining to a disc golf course I'm currently installing on my private property. First off is about baskets. I'm looking at purchasing 9 portable baskets from Grow the Sport. I was just wondering if any of you had any thoughts on those baskets or had used them. And my second question is about
Wait,
the
what was the
legality of
Yeah, sorry. Roll that back to like just right there.
Right there?
Yep, hit it.
property. First off is about baskets. I'm looking at purchasing 9 portable baskets from Grow the Sport. I was just wondering if any of you had any thoughts on those baskets or had used them. And my second
Okay, Grow the Sport basket. Okay. Honestly, this is my first time seeing those. I can't say that I've seen them in person. So,
All right. So here's the thing. I am of the philosophy. Okay, so I listened. If you listen to Gary Vaynerchuk, he has this philosophy, and I follow. I think it's very wise, and it makes a lot of sense. And the way he puts it, he says, if I were to build the biggest building in town, I'm going to not build it by tearing down other buildings. I'm just going to build the biggest building in town. That'll make sense as soon as I tell you I think you should get something like the Patriot or the Recruit. Those are excellent baskets to do with any purposes you would have as far as doing stuff with disc golf. Does that make sense?
yeah, it does.
Unfortunately, we don't have experience with the Grow the Sport basket.
We do like the people over at Disc Store.
We
They're
love
great
the
people.
disc store guys, but again, I'm not going to build the biggest building by tearing down other buildings. I'm going to do that just by simply building the biggest building. Next question comes from, I don't know because I closed out the wrong tab.
It'll take just a second to get back to it. Sorry about that, guys.
All right, here we go. Let's hear from Ryan again. His last question.
Hey, Answerman crew, it's Ryan Anderson again with my third
Whoa.
question. The guy through my city I am working with to get this course installed is asking me what's the typical yardage of a 9-hole and an 18-hole disc golf course, and he also asks what is the yardage for a typical par 3, par 4, and par 5 hole. Like I said, I'm new to the sport this year and have only played 3 or 4 courses, so I don't really know if there's a set number for sure or a range. I thought you guys have built courses, so I actually gave him the link to the Dynamic Disc website where you have the course building help page. I don't know if he's looked at it or not, but he had those questions. But my last question, I guess, is should I try to convince him to not put the golf course inside of a ball golf course and have it be pay to play, or should I just tell him nobody will show up, nobody's going to pay that much, try to do the fundraising and put it in a public park that's free to play? In my city there's over 27 parks to choose from, so there's a lot to be had. Any of your suggestions would be great. Thanks.
Go right ahead.
Kyle, yes, we're going to get to the guy's second question. You don't have to yell with your exclamation mark. Just picking on you, Kyle. Just playing. Let's see. Should the guy have a pay-to-play course and a ball? You got to figure out that disc golf community. If that disc golf community, I mean, obviously, if you ask people, hey, would you rather pay to play or would you rather have free? You're probably going to get the majority of free, but you still want to get some of that feedback because you may get an overwhelming amount of people that say, sure, I'll pay to be able to play on a well-manicured course.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the thing is that, like I said before, you're going to get a better quality. It's not that you're going to get a terrible quality if it's free, but I just think there's just so much more opportunity for better quality if you have a pay-to-play. As far as the yardage, I don't know yardage.
We keep it by feet. We could convert them if you really want to, but
Yeah.
I'd say average par 3s are around 300 feet, so that'd be like around 100 yards or something.
Yeah.
I mean, I know that's correct, but I just don't know what the actual average is. Par 4s usually go anything more than, if this is talking kind of open field or not a lot of trees. Par 4s go anything probably, 480 or so to anywhere in the 700 to 800s or around 800 feet. And then most things longer than that open field are going to be par 5s. If you're in the woods, things are entirely different.
Yeah.
So yeah.
I would suggest, Ryan, if you're listening to this episode, if you're able to listen to it, send an email to coursesales@dynamicdiscs.com. I'm sure they would be, whoever's on the other end. I know that a couple people answer those questions. They'll be able to kind of give you a little bit more direction and maybe something we can help out with. Let's go see if we can find Joel's second part of his question. Let's go here, then
I was just wondering if any of you had any thoughts on those baskets or had used them.
There we go.
And my second question is about the legality of perhaps opening up the course as a free play public course years down the road. And I was just wondering what legal steps I would need to take towards protecting myself from getting sued. Have a great day. Thank you. Bye.
That's a pretty involved question. I would say that's part of putting it on a. Well, I don't know. Is there? That's a great question for probably Eric. No, not probably. I know for sure, Eric. Send an email, Joel, to coursesales@dynamicdiscs.com. Because I'd hate to give any advice. Because I've got some things I can think of as far as, maybe the town would have some liability.
Right. Yeah, good things to think about, but
Yeah.
By no means will they be a holistic answer of what you everything you need to think about.
Exactly. All right, let's see. Next question comes from, all right. Judging from an email address, we've already had this guy, but now he's Koopa Troopa. Let's see what Koopa Troopa has.
Good luck.
Hi, DGAM crew. Bobby CoolDaddySlickBreeze. Robert. What's the point of even trying to give you a nickname? McCall.
It's a really good point.
And Eric Emac Oakley. Not Oakley. McCabe. My bad, dog.
Okay.
So I was just watching some round one coverage of the Ledgestone tournament, and my God, is there anybody in the MPO field that's better at throwing the hyzer flip than MJ? I mean, dude's freaking butter. That man, I mean, I don't know.
All right, sorry. All right, Koopa Troopa. You're going to have to come with questions in a different state of being because I can't deal with that. Moving on. Next one comes from Justin.
What's up, disc golf answer man? I was warming up before a local mini, and a kid I used to coach in wrestling asked Coach Smith, "Have you ever thrown a Justice?" I told him no, and he wanted me to throw his, and I ended up throwing it in the basket off the tee. He was shocked and asked if he had to give me that disc, and I told him no, and I gave it back to him. But fast forward 2 weeks later, I forgot my stable fairway driver, so I borrowed one of my best friends, and I hit a $365 ace at the Buffalo Chip Open, presented by Dynamic Disc.
Nice.
But since he was one of my good friends, I let everyone sign it and told them to use the biggest font possible, and the look on his face was priceless when I handed it back to him.
My gosh.
So, of course, I ended up keeping that disc, but I hooked him up after the tournament.
Yes, good.
Have you aced with another person's disc, or has someone hit an ace with one of yours? If so, how'd it go down?
That's a fantastic question. Also, I'm never giving you any of my discs. These are mine. I have not ever aced with somebody else's disc, at least while they were standing there. Now, maybe with one that somebody gave to me a while back, right? I don't know if Eric has. We certainly haven't talked about it if he has. But yeah, I haven't had that happen to me. Nobody's aced with mine either, so maybe my discs just don't like going in the basket.
Maybe that's my problem. Since I don't have any aces, I keep throwing my own discs.
I'll let you borrow some of mine. You can try it.
Someone want to screenshot that?
I was going to say...
Screenshot that and meme that. Bobby has no aces because he throws his own discs.
Do we have any of the... just saddest music you can imagine?
Yeah. All right. Let's, anything else on that?
Nope.
Okay. Next one comes from Mark. He asks about discs. What plastic is the most overstable for the EMAC Truth, and which plastic keeps it out of the box from the longest? Form the longest.
All right. The most overstable out of the box is usually the Moonshine. And that one, I think that keeps its form the longest. I throw Lucid ones, and they keep their form as well, but I think Moonshine, because they have just that little bit more dome, tend to be a little bit more overstable.
Gotcha. Next one comes from Steve. I've been playing for roughly a year, and a few months ago, my 11-year-old daughter started coming with me. For Christmas, I got her a Latitude 64 Retro starter pack and her own bag. That's a nice Christmas present.
Sweet.
The driver that comes with the pack is a Retro Line Saint, and I have seen her throw it upwards of 150 multiple times. 150 feet. She has recently expressed interest in buying a new disc and specifically mentioned wanting a driver. Could you point me in the direction of a driver that is similar to the Saint?
Okay. Driver that's similar to the Saint in the same kind of family. You might try. It's going to be more understable, but I like the Fury if you're talking about for your daughter. If you're talking about for yourself, something similar to the Saint would be like an Escape. I think those are pretty similar.
I was thinking the Escape, for sure. All right, next one comes from, let's go back to Ryan, but this is a different Ryan based on the email address. We shall see.
What's up, Ryan?
Hello, Disc Golf Answer Man crew. This is Ryan. I've got a rules question for you. Playing in a tournament the other day, my disc came to rest under a picnic table. For my upshot, must I kind of get on a knee and stick my foot under this picnic table and take an awkward lie, or am I allowed to move the picnic table since it is not attached to anything and not necessarily part of the course design itself? Love to hear from you. Thanks, and keep it real.
Wait, I want to hear that again.
Go ahead.
Hello, Disc Golf Answer Man crew. This is Ryan. I've got a rules question for you. Playing in a tournament the other day, my disc came to rest under a picnic table. For my upshot.
Am I thinking right that he can't move it?
Correct.
Because it's
part
not,
of the course.
Right, it's part of the course at the time. It reminds me of what was it called, Chair Gate or something with Paul Macbeth. I can't remember what year or what event, but so he had thrown and it landed under the chair, the lawn chair, and they considered it part of the course because it was there at the time he threw it.
Yeah, same as a trash can, same as whatever. Now, if somebody comes and picks up the chair without you saying anything to them, there's nothing you can really do about that.
Well, yeah.
You can't prompt them to do it.
Right, it can't be, yeah.
But yeah, it's part of the course, and so unfortunately for you, you do need to take your lie underneath the picnic table. Stinks.
Yep. Guess where that probably wouldn't happen? A pay-to-play course.
Hey, because there wouldn't be picnic tables out there, only baskets and tee pads.
Yep.
You're welcome.
All right, next one comes from Scott.
This is Scott from Illinois. I would like to thank Danny Lindahl for on Saturday at the Ledgestone Insurance Open. I got to meet him and shake his hand. He's really helped my form. I want to give a shout out to him. He was very professional, very kind. He represents Dynamic Disc very well. Now my question is mental game. I was out one day with my girlfriend playing around with the Maverick. And I was throwing it about 150 to 175, and then all of a sudden I, tried something different, and I threw it, and it went about 385 feet. And I would try to duplicate this throw, and I couldn't do it, and I kept, getting in my head. My question is, have you ever got into your head and then couldn't pull off the shot, and how did you overcome it, and how did you get through it? Thanks. Bye.
That's a great question. It's difficult to, all right, so say you go out to a course for the first time and you're just throwing all the best shots that you can imagine, just piping every single shot. That's awesome, but it also stinks because the next time you go out, you're probably not going to do that, and it can mess with your head. And so what I like to do when I've hit a shot and then I just all of a sudden just can't do it anymore, is I'll try to switch it up just a little bit. Pick a different disc, pick a different flight, pick a different approach to the tee box, pick a different shot. Maybe if I threw backhand before, maybe try a forehand, or maybe try like a forced flex instead of a hyzer flip, something like that. Changing it up a little bit, I think sometimes it does a couple of things for you. One, it keeps your shot selection fresh, but two, it kind of helps you go back to the basics, so you don't really have to think about like this perfect shot. You just think about executing what you're trying to do at the time. That's what I would do.
Got it?
Yeah.
Next one comes from get a good one here. No.
Danny, sweet shout out, by the way, on Answer Man. You'll have to listen to it later.
Yeah, someone met you at Ledgestone and was impressed by your shoes. Just kidding. Next one comes from
No,
Michael.
It was form help.
It was form help. You helped him. Next one comes from Michael. Hey guys, I was looking to upgrade my bag. I had my eye set on the Dynamic Discs Ranger bag. When I was looking at reviews online, I saw a really cool assortment of colors and styles for the bag. But when I looked online at the DD website, I saw that there are only 3 or 4 styles. Is there going to be a release of any new styles or colors like that again anytime soon? So I would rather wait until then to purchase one. So yeah, the Ranger bag has been out for quite some time now. Very popular bag. A lot of people really love it. Some people don't prefer it, but that's okay. That's why. That's what makes this great, is that you have a variety. Anyway, my point is, very good bag. It's been out for a while, and we have had several different colors or colorways, some people call it. Some of the stuff, we just can't keep. Some of the colors were so different, you can't keep them on hand all the time.
Right. Such a small slice of the population wants those.
Right. And so, yeah, you're going to see some limited quantities on certain colors. So right now is what we have available. I would say as that inventory dwindles down, yes, you'll see some new colors here pretty soon. So,
and I'll also say this: we're always working on something.
We're always working on something.
So think about it.
All right, next one comes from. I should have been checking while I was talking. This one is it just says DeGam fan public service announcement. I love the work you guys do for the sport, but I wanted to bring something to your attention. Comfortability is not a word. It can always be replaced with comfort. Comfortability is catching on in the disc golf community, and it kind of makes my skin crawl when I hear it. All right, DeGam fan, hopefully you're watching YouTube, and hopefully you listen to this episode, because actually comfortability is a word. It's a noun. It can be used as, let's see.
Sorry,
because I looked it up at one time, because I thought the same thing. I thought, what? Why are people saying the word comfortability?
It's interchangeable with comfort.
It's interchangeable with comfort.
That's what it says here.
And is it officially in the Webster's Dictionary?
I mean, I didn't see that.
Comfortability is a noun. Comfort, the condition of being comfortable, the degree to which something or someone is comfortable. And this is it's on the internet, so it's got to be real. So my point is, it might be one of those words that people are using so often, not necessarily in the disc golf community, but one of those words that's being accepted in the English language.
Yeah, now it's kind of colloquial at this point.
Colloquial. Next one comes from Jason. Do you keep your breathing consistent from shot to shot? Do you hold your breath once you start run up, or do you exhale first, then start your run up? I was giving you an example of my run up. No, I'm playing.
This is exactly how I breathe.
What do you got for him, Robert?
I do breathe pretty consistently when I
You breathe consistently? I hope so.
I do continue to breathe while I'm playing disc golf. No, I think I've got things that I say to myself while I'm lining up my shots, and then I take one deep breath, and then I start running up. When I'm putting, I have things that I say to myself, and then I take a deep breath, and then as I'm exhaling is when I putt.
Excellent.
Yep. Now I have played with people who inhale and then go when they putt.
Really?
Like they're pushing it toward the basket, and that's kind of weird.
I
don't do that.
Push the disc down? No.
Yeah, it does create a shearing effect on the back of the disc.
Next one is from Johnny from St. Louis. Is there any word on whether the Lucid X plastic is going to stay in production, or is it only for fundraiser discs for this year?
The answer to that is fundraiser discs for this year. We have some discs that are in stock available as tournament fundraiser molds. So the Lucid X Enforcer and the Lucid X Verdict are two of those. The Lucid X Verdict is awesome. Certainly worth talking to someone. Yes, someone who's running a tournament around you. If you see them, thinking about getting some discs, and you're like, "Hey, man, what would be some good discs to get?" Lucid X Verdicts. Do it. They're fantastic.
Sean says, for whatever reason,
it's fantastic.
It's fantastic. I grunt when I throw a drive. I know
a few
people that do that.
Yeah, got to get after it.
Sometimes I do when I'm like, really, and then I end up grip blocking.
Sometimes I do, but only when someone says we can't go eat torchies.
Oh, then you grunt.
There you go.
Sometimes I wear stretchy pants.
Ease for fun.
All right, next
Chancho, I need to borrow some sweats.
I love that movie.
I love that.
Just to listen to Jack Black do that talk. It's so awesome. All right, next one is from Anonymous.
Hi, Bobby Cool never gets any other fun nicknames. Daddy Slickbreeze.
In your
I
face,
don't
dude.
need it.
Eric, off somewhere designing a course. McCabe. And Robert, everyone should just pay attention to their own hair. McCall.
Yeah, leave mine alone.
I got to follow the script here, you know.
Oh, yes.
This is Katie. I'm calling from Lexington, Kentucky. I have been playing a little bit over a year, and I have 2 questions. One of them is that we talk a lot on your show about shot shaping and stability, but not a lot about weight. What I throw off the tee, for example, is fairway drivers, like either a jade or a diamond, that are in the 150-ish range. I have some other fairway drivers that are like either 167 or 175-ish. Why would I want to throw a lighter or a heavier disc? My other question is a follow-up to a question you guys
sorry,
took
hold on.
last
Stop.
week.
Stop talking. Stop.
Caller-
Wait, Katie, thank you. Okay. Weights have an interesting impact on discs. From 175 to 170, there's not a whole lot of difference in distance potential, but from 175 to somewhere in the 150s, there is a difference in distance potential. Those discs tend to stay in the air longer because they are lighter and aren't fighting to get to the ground so hard. So why would you want to choose a max weight driver over a lighter weight driver? Because those lighter weight drivers stay in the air a little bit longer, that also means that they're more prone to getting, I guess, kind of batted around by the wind. So heavier discs tend to act kind of more true to their numbers for most people, where lighter weight discs tend to air toward the understable side, or even more so the more affected by the wind side. That's probably a good way to put it.
Cool. All right, let's see what the second part is here.
Question is a follow-up to a question you guys took last week. Caller was talking about they had a disc in 2 different plastics, and that one of them was domier than the other because of the plastic run. And I was wondering, do you try to, I don't know, purchase in person where you can pick up everything in the bin and put it in your hand and hold it up?
Just got cut off.
Yeah.
Katie, if at all possible, I like to hold the disc before I buy it. I don't want to, unless I have somebody I know and trust picking out a disc for me, I like to feel the disc because I know what I'm looking for and know what kind of feel I like. So when I can, I like somebody to do that. However, if you know that a certain run is consistent or a certain disc is at a time where it's running the way that you like, I'm not scared to order those online at all.
I like to taste my disc. I usually take a little chunk out. If it's a little tart, I know it's going to be a little more stable.
Get a taste of the glory.
Taste of the glory.
See what it tastes like. What? I don't know why we're on a Nacho Libre kick today, but I'm feeling
No,
it.
I gotta watch. Maybe watch it tonight. This was from J-Man. How close in comparison is the Maverick to a River and an Explorer to a Saint Pro? I've been throwing for about 3 years in Ohio and still have not found that fall in love driver like I did with my mid-ranger. Yep, you know it, the EMAC Truth. Or my putter. Sorry, Robert. # judge for life. Is that normal not to have a go-to driver? I have a slower arm, getting mids to about 200 and fairways to about 250, keeping them nice and flat or nose down, like Danny says. Please help me find my EMAC of drivers.
All right, here it is. The Maverick and River are pretty similar. I would say the River likes to stay in the air maybe just a touch longer, and
Why?
I don't know.
Does it have more turn, or
it has
or
a little
just
bit more
more-
glide, and I think it has a little bit more turn, just a little.
Then the Maverick.
Mm-hmm.
Huh.
But I mean, they're really close.
I haven't thrown a River.
Most Rivers have a lot more dome on them too.
Okay.
Now, I prefer the Maverick because it's really super controllable. And, okay, here's a great example of... So people think of the Maverick only as a woods disc, right? You just throw it on a hyzer, it pops up flat. I threw it all over the place at Ledgestone this weekend when it was wide open, just because I love that I can throw it on a slight hyzer and let it go straight and even then just move to the right and not worry about it coming back. If you go watch Ledgestone coverage, hole 15 is a par 3. It says 315 uphill, but it plays like 360. and Mando on the right, and your disc has to track right all the way. And I threw Maverick on that every time and had pretty good shots 3 of the rounds. The one that I missed wasn't the disc fault, it was mine. So Maverick and River are pretty similar. I prefer the Maverick, but I think they're close. The Explorer and the St. Pro are a little bit more different. The Explorer has a little bit more high-speed stability and a little less speed. The St. Pro is going to be get up to speed a little bit faster, whereas it might have a little bit of turn. Just a baby hair. Now, the other part was, is it weird to not have a go-to driver? I don't think that's weird. I think it just takes testing a lot out until you find one that works for you. And I carry more driver molds than I carry anything else. I have, let me think, 3 different mid molds. I have 3 putter molds, throwers and putters, and I probably have like 6, 7 driver molds across all 3, or across fairway drivers and distance drivers.
And those 3 mid molds are all different?
Verdict, EMAC Truth, Fuse. I have 3 EMAC Truths.
In your bag?
Yeah.
Okay. But as far as the mold,
I'm saying like
3.
the actual,
I got you.
Right.
Next one is from Zach.
What's up, Eric, Robert, and Bobby Slick Daddy Cool Breeze?
In your face.
This is Zach, and I've got a disc question for you guys.
You've come to the
right now,
place.
I'm maxing out around 350 to 375, maybe up to about 425 on the internet. That's mostly going to be with my trespass. I can get my trespass to pop up just a little, but that's mostly with a flat release. It might tip over a little bit and just turn just a little for me, but it's pretty straight to fade at my arm speed and my spin and all that stuff. So I'm looking for something to complement that disc at a similar speed range, from the Trilogy family, of course. Right now I'm looking at probably the Captain and the Queen as 2 good, maybe understable counterparts to that trespass. I was wondering if you guys had thrown both and maybe might have an opinion on them or how they compare to one another. Bobby, I know you've thrown the Queen in the past. So yeah, just love to hear what you guys think. If I'm missing a disc somewhere in the Trilogy lineup, feel free to throw that in too. But hope y'all have a good day. Thanks for the help and keep it real.
You threw the Queen quite a bit.
I did for a while until I decided not to throw anything over the
stuff.
Yeah, as far as like a go-to driver type situation. The Queen is definitely, if I remember right, is definitely more understable than the trespass. But I don't remember like consistently getting more distance with the Queen.
Right.
I mean, it would go a little farther, but not enough to not just have a couple of different trespasses. Because right now I have 2 trespasses. I have a bio and then like a hybrid one that I have. I think it's a hybrid fusion.
Mm-hmm.
What was the other? Oh, the Captain. The Captain was another one that I threw for a little bit, and I remember initially I liked it, and I was like, I like this. But then because I don't play so often, my form suffers.
Yeah.
And so I notice a lot of times it's been like 4 or 5 weeks when I go out and I throw, like, even my Maverick, I'll be like, good gosh, why is this going hydrant so much?
Right.
And it's not until like the 5th or 6th hole that I kind of get it back. And then the Maverick starts throwing like I want it to. The Renegade starts throwing through it. So what was my point? Oh, yeah. So the Captain, would get frustrated and say, why am I trying to force all this on a high-speed driver? I don't even know if I answered the guy's question.
So he's saying, what's a good understable counterpart to the trespass? I think the Captain stability is pretty close to the trespass. I think the Queen is more understable. So if I had to choose one to be more different from the trespass, I would choose the Queen.
Cool. All right. Last question comes from Blake, and then we'll take some questions from our YouTube listeners, watchers. So get your questions in as we answer this one so we can answer a few of them.
Yes.
Hey guys, my name is Blake. I had a few questions about the future of disc golf, and I really just wanted to hear your perspective and see what you thought about the future and the growth. First of all, let me say thank you for everything you do for the sport and how you continue to grow it, all your efforts and all the knowledge you've bestowed upon us. With my question, with tournaments getting larger and larger and small clubs popping up everywhere, leagues, putting leagues, doubles, all kinds of different things and events going on, should we be concerned on this smaller level about tax filing statuses and how the money's being handled? would it make sense to maybe standardize that process, or do you think the way we've kind of just gone about it in the past to get it to where it is now will continue to pan out just as well? I know on a small level, maybe some people need to be more accountable and have the money tracked, where other groups it might not be as important, just depending upon those who show up and how much they care. But I guess the main question is, should there be any kind of checks and balances, or do you see any kind of checks and balances that should be put in place for these small clubs and tournament directors? And do you see a need for maybe caps on entry fees or event payouts in the future? Thanks again for everything, guys, and I hope you have a great day and keep throwing straight.
Well, it depends on the hole I'm at. I don't know if I want to throw straight, so take that back.
Straight line is always a great idea.
I'm teasing.
Checks and balances within small clubs are always a good idea, just to make sure that more than one person knows what's going on, because it could be the most trustworthy person who gets in a bad spot, and then they're like, well, I've got this extra money from the club that I could use. I think checks and balances are always a good idea. Capping entry fees and stuff like that, I don't know if that would solve it. I just think having more eyes on it is probably better than less. That's just what it comes down to for me.
Yeah. What do you think about the cap on entry fees and?
Yeah, that's what I said.
Oh, you did? I'm sorry.
I think that's a little excessive. I think just having more eyes on the money, or even having it be a little bit more standardized, might not be bad, but then you'd have to enforce that on every small group of friends who gets together and has a club and play. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I like the idea. Having everything be more accountable or able to be held accountable, always good in my opinion.
Gotcha. All right, so let's see. We've got some questions on here. We're going to go through the YouTube chat a little bit. If Bobby wanted his meme, it's on Twitter. Did you tag me, Taylor? Oh, there it is.
Bobby had. That's fantastic.
So this is what did it flip for you? You probably can't see it.
It flipped, but I can't see it at all.
Oh yeah, you can't. Hold on.
Yeah, but it says, hold on. It's gonna come up in just a second. We got Bobby on Twitter making a sad face and saying Bobby has no aces because he throws his own discs.
Thank you for that, Taylor.
I like that. That's really good.
That was a good one.
I'll back up a few questions on YouTube here. Nick says, can I get a big shout out to my brother-in-law, Charlie, who always listens to your podcast? Charlie, thanks for listening to the podcast. You have a good brother-in-law who asked for a shout out. We appreciate you. Let's see. There's one other. Air felon feedback. Hog Boss, I have not thrown one of those yet. I intend to check them out. That's about all I have to say about it. Moonshine Captain someday? Possibly. It's hard to know for sure, but we're always working on something. Thoughts on TDs getting paid? I think TDs should get paid within reason, right?
What's the big deal? Why do people complain when a TD gets paid? I get it. If the TD was underhanded.
Right.
Or if he did some things to cook the books, or if he gouged the prizes. I totally get that. I would get mad at anybody that did that in any whatever.
Right. If you're shady about it,
what
definitely.
What is so wrong with the TD?
But legitimately, like,
why?
Yeah, the reason that you get to play your tournament is because this person is doing that. I would pay for that.
Right.
I do pay for that.
So if you're watching, we got a little over 100 people watching. I want to know if you're of the opinion that a TD should not get paid. Convince me why. What's that? What's that meme? Oh, I think TDs should get paid. Prove me wrong. Change my mind. That's what it is.
Change my mind.
Change my mind.
And then we'll follow up with saying, hey, what do you do for a living? And they'll say, like, oh, I'm an engineer. I say, okay, I think all engineers should work for free.
Right. Again, if the person is price gouging, if he is doing things that aren't right.
Yeah, forget that.
If it's illegal or if it's things that's underhanded or what.
Yeah, I ain't trying to hear that.
But that goes with anything.
Yeah.
But if he legitimately, like Robert said, he's organizing it, he gets the scorecards ready, he's out there, and he's not playing the event necessarily, and he's out there, being a marshal, and he's facilitating everything. Change my mind why I think it's okay for a TD to make money off a tournament.
Yep, I like it. Kyle says, and I know Kyle personally, so this is fantastic. For someone who's about to move from MA1 to MPO, when did you decide it was ready? When did you decide you were ready to move to Open for Robert? I don't know if Bobby plays in Open.
Last Thursday.
You're open player now?
Well, I said when.
Wow.
Then I decided. I did it last Thursday.
Dang. When's your next tournament?
Doesn't matter. I'm open.
You're a professional disc golfer.
Did I accept cash? No. Did I win anything? No.
But you're an open.
But I'm an open.
Freaking sick, man. Kyle, I decided I wanted to move up to open whenever I realized that I was making a lot of mistakes and still competing in my field, like a lot of mistakes. Like I would make the same mistakes every time and still kind of be up there toward the top of the advanced field. I kind of got tired of not improving, and I watched those better players in open play and thought, wow, they're making so many fewer mistakes. I want to play somewhere where I am challenged to do that. And so I played, I think it was 5 advanced tournaments when I started out. I jumped straight into advanced just because I was being silly. And did fine at that, and then just said, I'm going to make the jump. I know I'm going to take I'm going to take some lumps from it for sure and not cash at several tournaments, but I did it, and I haven't looked back, and I think it was a good decision.
Do you remember the first event that you cashed at?
I do.
What was it?
It was the Wild Hair in Abilene. I played one.
How apropos.
That's right. I went on to win it last year. The event right before that was a DD run event at Louisville. I missed cash by 1 stroke.
Is that the one I filmed?
No.
Oh, with EMAC? You and EMAC and...
No. That wasn't my first open event. That was like...
Oh, I thought you were talking about something else. I'm sorry.
No, this was in 2010. That was my first.
That was the first one you ever played?
Mm-hmm. Missed cash by a stick.
By what?
Yeah, and Miles was on my card, and I thought if he 4s and I 2, then maybe we'll...
So, but go back to the Wild Hair, the first one that you won actual cash.
Mm-hmm.
How did that feel?
Fantastic.
Yeah.
It's kind of like not fair because they're the courses I play all the time when I live there, so I was going to cash. But then I went on to win a tournament that year, a small open field, and then I've won a tournament every year since. And so it's just good to, stay competitive. And if anyone's close to that line and you're looking to improve, you're going to lose a little bit of money doing it, but it's going to help you out a lot. That's what I think.
Any other questions on the board?
Oh, there's plenty. I'm going to hustle through them.
Hustle.
Compare the Convict to the Getaway. The Convict has a little bit more right to left movement. The Getaway is pretty high speed overstable and just kind of wants to go left. You can shape it, but the Convict kind of shapes itself. I'd say the Getaway is a little bit faster, but they're pretty close. Sean says, I have a question about disc turning over. When I throw some of my discs right, are going right and coming back left, they're coming out flat. So is this a form issue, or am I throwing them understable? I don't really understand. we just our video on YouTube just caught up. Yeah, that was awesome.
Sorry, good.
I'm not sure I understand your question, Sean. Yeah. I don't think I understand it the way that it's phrased. Hit me again with it. Let's see. Benjamin asked, tacos in Kansas City. I got some good places, but not as good as Torchy's. Well, yeah, because nothing's as good as Torchy's. I mean, come on. But the taco place that's right next to the DD shop in Kansas City, I think is really good. I don't remember what it's called, but it's great. This gentleman says, what do you think about opening disc golf gyms, like weekly clinics from different pros with a space for working on form? Ty, I think that would be a fantastic idea. I would love if we did it. I don't think we're big enough to do it and have only disc golf support it just yet. The Oakley Felons are not in stock. Those are going to be coming in sometime in August, I hope. I have tried the OptoX Ballista Pro. It's nice and overstable. Very, very good. Joseph, I did not lose any discs this weekend. I threw one in the water the entire time, and I got it back. It was an EMAC Truth, and I'm really glad I got it back because it was good.
Is that the one that Oakley got for you in the footage?
No, he was looking for his disc. I will say, though, the hole that I was most worried about losing a disc on at Ledgestone was hole 1, right? Because it's water carry straight out of the box. Just tee, water, 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 and then land with a downhill. And I birdied it every round. Didn't lose a disc, birdied it every round. So that was sweet. Let's see.
Sean added something. He says, am I turning the disc over, or am I throwing over the stability out of him? What?
I'm still not sure I understand.
Okay. All right. Well, let's see. We are going on rambling, and I've got other things I need to work on. What's up?
No. Adam said, I recently took a tour of the Dynamic Disc Warehouse, and I got to sit in the legend Robert McCall's seat. What? It's a chair. It's not this one.
It's where you're. Upstairs.
It's my chair. It's a chair.
That's a pretty fancy chair.
To be fair, it is a very fancy chair.
It's you brought it from what? Did you?
I don't want to tell. I don't want to tell the story about how I got it.
Why?
I don't want
People die?
Maybe. I commandeered it. Let's put it.
From.
Well, it was here when I commandeered it, but
Oh, it was here. I thought maybe like you took it from your church. I was like,
no,
golly, dude.
no. I did. I brought my standing desk from my church, but I bought it, so I brought that with me.
Well, now we're all intrigued, and you're not going to tell us.
The chair was sent here by Yanni Pentola, who used to own Westside. He was going to have an employee in Emporia, so he sent this really nice office furniture. It ends up that he doesn't have an employee in Emporia, so Derek has the desk and the side thing, and I have the chair.
How did you end up with the chair?
I commandeered it.
How did?
It was sitting in the. It was
How
sitting
was
in
it
that.
not open for?
It was sitting in that common area
for bids or something.
It was sitting in that common area. Paige Rankin downstairs didn't have one of the nice gray chairs, right? So I said, I have a gray chair that you can use, or that you can have. I'll just use this chair. Now I have it.
So it looks like Schwebby.
Oh, Schweberger put down a 50. That's hot.
50 at
Goodness.
Pro Masters. This is we probably shouldn't talk about this on the audio because this is not going to be real relevant to you guys. Sorry. Disc Golf Answer Man fans that are listening on the audio, thank you so much for tuning in. We appreciate it. This episode felt a little weird. I didn't announce anything else. What's going on with YouTube?
Chaser says, who was responsible for watching Eric and keeping him out of the water at Ledgestone? Like someone was babysitting him. Whoever it was, please thank them for their negligence and the resulting memes. Have you seen people posting like that picture of Eric now in other places?
A couple, yeah.
Pretty funny, man.
Yeah. All right.
That guy kills me.
Let's finish
He's
the
funny.
audio. Thank you so much, guys, for tuning in. Make sure you head out to dynamicdisc.com. Go into the Disc Golf Answer Man section. Pick yourself up a Disc Golf Answer Man t-shirt. I love seeing you guys posting on social media when you're wearing that, for sure. Send in your questions, discgolfanswerman.com. I foresee no reason why we won't have an episode next week, so we'll see you next week here on the show. Thanks, guys.
Bye.
All right, we're still live for you.
Man, glad we got those audio
I know,
guys.
get those
out of the
audio
way.
guys out of here.
Oh my gosh.
Sheesh.
How crazy.
So we're looking at Schwebby. He shot a 12 down. He's finished for the day. But Johnny McCray is on a tear. He is 9 down through 13 holes.
Yeah, he's playing well.
Playing all birdie par. Got a eagle.
He got one
Oh,
bogey.
he got one bogey. There it is.
Hole
yeah.
2, yeah.
But playing
he's playing
some
well, though.
good,
That's really good.
Good golf for sure. Who else is doing good? Let's go. Oh, do they have? Oh, they don't have the 50s, huh?
Mm-mm.
They don't have the MP50s.
So yeah, I think that's about all the questions we've got here.
All the YouTubers.
All the YouTubes.
All right. Hopefully you guys took a screenshot of the getaway and posted. I see some of you have already doing that. Thank you so much. You've got an hour and a half. I will select a winner. If you're an audio listener, which you're not, unless you go back. I don't know why. I'm sure why I said anything about that.
Let's just stick with the getaway.
Okay, we'll stick with the getaway. All right. Anything else, Robert McCall, that we need to address with our lovely YouTube watchers?
Tonight we're about to go to the corporate challenge, the Emporia corporate challenge. I'm about to play disc golf.
Yeah.
Hopefully it goes well.
I hope it's you and Danny, right? Or is Danny on a different?
Danny's playing on the. We have 2 corporate challenge teams here at Dynamic Discs. People over a certain age and people under a certain age. And the under ones are called recruits and the older ones are called veterans, which I think is kind of pejorative, but whatever.
Danny's on the 12 and under?
He's on the 12 and under team.
Oh, okay.
I'm on the 40 and over team.
All right. That sounds good.
But yeah, so we'll be playing. Yeah. Should be fun.
I throw my cap in, and like I said, it's going right quite a bit. Oh, he's still trying to explain his question.
Chaser, he said he'd send in a speak pipe.
Okay.
So Sean, definitely send in a speak pipe. Chaser says, where do we post the screenshot? Chaser, you can post that on Instagram, Facebook, or Twitter. Make sure and tag us in it, please.
Oh, the getaway, yeah. You have to take a screenshot of me holding the getaway. So if you need to go back once this is done, you can do that. You got an hour and a half. If you were just tuning in, I gave away a getaway, and you have to take a screenshot of me holding the getaway like this. And then you can screenshot it.
You'll know that it's the right one if my face looks like this.
You post that screenshot on Instagram, Facebook, or Twitter. Tag myself, Robert McCall, Dynamic Discs, and at 5 o'clock, right before I leave, right before I shut the lights out, or right before I say goodbye to Anthony and Danny, I will pick a winner, and we'll reach out to you, and we'll send you that getaway.
Nice.
I think that's it. I got stuff to do.
That's it.
That's it.
We'll see you guys next week.
Thank you guys so much.